Yeah. Alright, we back with another. When ATV chases get out of hand.
When criminals see the Black Hawk unit rolling up, most of them wet their pants. But this cocky ATV biker was clearly looking for trouble, and he found it. On July 21st, 2024, deputies were stopped with their sirens activated when they heard a roar and saw the quad tearing toward them down Anvil Block Road at reckless speeds, lacking both lights and the license plate. The craziest part was that he was hauling his pregnant wife on the back the entire time. As he blew past, he taunted the Black Hawk unit and dragged his wife and unborn child into a high-speed pursuit that forced them to face one of the most brutal law enforcement units in the country.
It'll be a 4 on the road.
Not one, it'll be a 4-wheeler. Yeah, reckless driving. It'll be turning right on Main Street.
Let's give this guy credit. His handling skills were actually decent as he ripped through yards, navigated the wrong side of the road, and wove through traffic. However, when you've got 3 specialized Black Hawk units locked onto your tail, your odds of running clean drop to 0. The pressure remained constant, and despite his wife begging him to stop, he prioritized his own flight over their safety, nearly sending her flying as he performed circles on Glenmore Road to lose the deputies.
But this nigga's best way of dodging the police was to go. Alright, he's on his own freeways and shit. He's supposed to go to residential areas where there's a lot of corners. And the first chance he get, he gotta drop his girl off.
Slow down. Be right down for 450. Stay pretty fast and ask for food.
Rolling Meadows Drive.
There you go. This what I was talking about when I say residential area. This what's nice about a residential area. You could pass through trees and houses like. And the first chance he get his wife off because he can't go fast because of his wife and his wife is pregnant.
The finish line hit hard when suspect Gerald Rashad Blalak tried to brake check the lead cruiser. The deputy didn't flinch, bumping the four-wheeler and sending it reeling to a dead stop. He bailed off and tried to make a run for it, but it was the saddest, shortest sprint I've ever seen before a taser drop turned his legs to jelly. He was hauled off to the Clayton County Jail on a massive pile of charges, including felony fleeing and reckless conduct. His wife and child were lucky enough to walk away unharmed that night, but Gerald Rashad Blaylock is looking at a decade behind bars, meaning his kid might grow up hearing stories about a father.
Decade? Oh my God, they crazy about that
Father who put their lives on the line for a cheap, ego-driven adrenaline rush. On April 17, 2024, a stationary Duluth police officer spotted a speeding four-wheeler on Peachtree Industrial Boulevard. The officer activated his lights and sirens and quickly caught up with the vehicle. To the rider's credit, he actually slowed down and stopped at the intersection of Peachtree and Chattahoochee Drive. He patiently obeyed the traffic lights, made a clean U-turn, and then immediately hit the gas to kick off a pursuit. Following a dangerous near miss out on the main road, the rider made the brilliant decision to drag a high-speed police pursuit straight into a quiet residential zone. Turning into the overlooked neighborhood, he brought the chaos right into a subdivision where families live and kids play.
You can't wait for a corner, make your own corner. It's a quad bike, this is not a car.
Reckless suburban detour quickly fell apart when the rider pushed his luck too far and violently flipped the ATV. He frantically tried to muscle the heavy machine back onto its tires to escape, but officers grabbed him just in time and tackled him straight to the ground. While sitting in cuffs, he tried to play dumb, claiming he just wanted to go for a ride and had no clue ATVs weren't street legal in Duluth. The officers weren't buying the innocent act, especially after discovering he was already out on probation. Ignorance isn't a valid legal defense, and for his dangerous stunt, 25-year-old Tyler Taylor was slapped with a felony fleeing charge and hauled off to jail without bond. It takes a staggering amount of alcohol to look at an ATV and think, yeah, this piece of junk is definitely fast enough to gap the ASP boys. But on March 10th, 2023, that was exactly the game plan. After dispatch fielded multiple calls about an erratic rider treating Interstate 30 like a backcountry trail, an Arkansas state trooper spotted him aggressively swerving through traffic. The moment the red and blues lit up, the highly inebriated rider decided to test his luck, pinning the throttle and blasting onto the ramp for Interstate 40 to kick off a bizarre high-speed pursuit on a machine built for dirt.
caught up with him, bro.
Illinois, taking on one correction station. One occupant on that ATV.
The chase hit 60 miles per hour as the rider wove across the highway, aggressively ignoring the fact that asphalt and off-road tires do not mix. The Polaris couldn't handle the abuse and violently launched one of its rear wheels into orbit. Most people would take the hint, but this guy just kept his thumb planted on the throttle, brilliantly demonstrating how to convert a four-wheeler into a spark-throwing three-wheeler on the fly without losing an ounce of confidence.
Blue Rock, no Blue Rock up there with the big lead, Sherwood, KTM.
Even the most determined drunk eventually realizes can't ride a lopsided tricycle forever. Near the 3-mile marker, the rider finally accepted reality, pulling his crippled rig over and surrendering to the troopers on the spot.
Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Get your ass to the fucking ground! Okay. Put your hand on your back. What's your name, buddy?
Low to that.
Change that.
Low.
Okay, yeah. He was still Shut up! We ain't talking to you.
What's that say? Or are you too drunk to read it?
0.13, buddy. You're hammered.
Right, that don't even make sense, bro. How you thought you were faster than them boys?
He reeked of alcohol, which perfectly explained his terrible tactical decisions. In a hilariously desperate final move, he tried to dodge the felony rap by confidently giving the cops his younger brother's name. The fingerprint scanner ruined that lie immediately, and Curtis Jackson was hauled off to the Pulaski County Jail to sober up and face a massive list of charges. On March 25, 2026, Little Rock Dispatch was flooded with 911 calls about a rogue pack of riders terrorizing the streets. When an ASP trooper finally spotted the chaos, he found a mix of dirt bikes and ATVs completely stripped of plates. These guys were beyond cocky. One even popped a wheelie right in the cruiser's face. Figuring 4 wheels would be a much easier takedown than 2, the trooper locked onto one of the ATVs and hit the lights. Huge mistake. He didn't know it yet, but he just challenged the absolute best rider of the bunch. In jail to sober up would be a much easier takedown than 2. The trooper locked onto one of the ATVs and hit the lights. Huge mistake. He didn't know it yet, but he just challenged the absolute best rider of the bunch.
Coming up the Broadway, going to the red light. Southbound Broadway, 17.
See how he cutting up,
Down on
bro?
Roosevelt.
While other ASP units were busy sweeping up the rest of the pack, this solo rider was breaking our troopers' mentality. ATVs are built to vanish off-road, but this guy wanted to embarrass the trooper right on his own turf. He kept the quad glued to the highway and somehow pushed it to a mind-bending 110 miles per hour. Seeing a four-wheeler handled with that kind of precision on the pavement is just wild. Judging by those flawless, evasive maneuvers, this definitely wasn't his first high-speed pursuit.
He cut through the shit.
Finally bored of the cat and mouse game, the rider abruptly ripped off the pavement and took the chase into his element. He launched the ATV through a maze of residential backyards, weaving tight between fences until he vanished into thin air. Even though he wasn't wearing a helmet, getting a solid facial ID off a shaky high-speed dash cam is almost impossible. Coupled with the fact that the quad carried no license plate, the investigation hit a total dead end, and the driver was never found. ATVs are the ultimate escape machines, blending raw speed with the off-road capability to pull maneuvers that would leave a sport bike dead in its tracks. But that agility is a double-edged sword, and this case is a brutal proof of why these machines are often death traps. On December 19, 2025,
Man, this shit is not faster than the cop car. So obviously you have to maneuver it.
troopers were already prowling the city, hunting for a reckless four-wheeler. The second they locked eyes on the target, the chase was on.
Romance. Hey, buddy.
The suspect made a fatal gamble, blowing through a stop sign and paying the ultimate price. At the intersection, he slammed into a white SUV at 70 miles per hour, and the sheer force of the collision threw him from the machine. With no helmet or a single piece of protective gear, he didn't stand a chance against the asphalt.
We're gonna help you out, okay? Keep taking breaths for me. Keep taking breaths. You got this, buddy. You got this, buddy. You got it, buddy. Come on. I still feel it. Come on. You got it.
The trooper rushed to his side and performed every life-saving measure possible, but the injuries were too devastating, and the suspect, whose name was withheld, passed away before EMS could even arrive.
Yo.
When a massive pack of off-roaders tries to hijack the streets of Fulton County, the GSP Crime Suppression Unit doesn't just issue citations. They shut the entire party down. On April 25, 2021, a corporal locked onto a maroon ATV tearing down Northside Drive and lit up the blues. The rider actually hit the brakes and stared dead at the marked patrol cruiser. For a split second, it looked like a peaceful surrender. Instead, he pulled a wildly disrespectful U-turn right in the corporal's face, pinning the throttle and triggering a high-stakes game of cat and mouse through the city. Banking on his quad's lightweight agility, the rider ducked straight into a nearby public park, cleanly losing the heavy cruiser at the perimeter. It was a slick tactical move, assuming he forgot to look up. GSP Aviation was already circling overhead, tracking his exact coordinates from the clouds. The moment he popped out the other side of the park, another trooper was sitting there waiting to take the lead.
I'll fucking shoot you! Get on the girl.
He was not finna shoot you. You were looking away. You should have hopped fence and gone. He was not supposed. He won't be allowed to shoot you, bro. Why he have his weapon drawn too? That's crazy. This is not a non-deadly chase. Like he's just driving an ATV. Not supposed to draw his weapon.
Put your hand on the back, bitch.
The rider abandoned his machine and tried to flee on foot, but he immediately hit the ground the second he turned around and saw a taser pointed directly at his chest.
I need my key. Oh, bro. Yeah, damn, man. Why'd you do that, dude? Get back, Chief. Hey, you can tighten my thing. Untighten it, bro. Dude, I'm gonna make sure you don't have any other weapons. I ain't got no weapon. Listen to me. That weapon is registered, but there's not no stolen. Listen to me. When we're done, I will tighten. But if you had not ran, that's real, bro. We won't worry about that. Give me 5.
While sitting in cuffs, he tried to play the victim, crying that he only ran because he was scared of the cops. It was a touching story, but the concealed gun stuffed in his pants and his 2 active warrants out of Atlanta and DeKalb County told the real truth. After failing to use a pre-existing wrist injury to delay his booking, Daryl Sturkey was medically cleared and hauled straight to the Fulton County Jail. Rural Arkansas backroads are probably the best place for an ATV to take advantage of a high-speed chase, and this rider knew exactly how to use the terrain. On December 9, 2022, Trooper Robert Neese spotted the off-road vehicle cruising illegally right down the highway and initiated the stop. Instead of complying, the rider started a heated argument, stubbornly insisting he had every right to be on the road. The second he saw the trooper wasn't buying his story, he pinned the throttle and took off, kicking a high-stakes pursuit into motion. Most fleeing suspects make the rookie mistake of sticking to the pavement, completely wasting the machine's actual strength. This guy did the exact opposite. He immediately cut off the blacktop and weaponized the off-road vehicle's capabilities, tearing straight into raw dirt and rugged terrain.
It's over. He won, man. I'm calling my sheep before they hatch. You won. My chickens before they hatch. I'm calling my chickens before they hatch. You won, for y'all for cutting him. You got him, bro. Look, it's a fence. There's no way he's not going nowhere. I'm calling my chickens before they hatch. There's a tree right there. There's a tree right there. He stood on. He got on another.
The off-road strategy paid off for the suspect when he made a desperate dive into the deep woods. He began threading the needle through tight gaps between the trees where a full-sized vehicle physically couldn't fit, using the dense forest as a natural shield. It was the ultimate escape move. The rider successfully shook the pursuit, leaving Trooper Robert Neese stranded in the heavy brush with empty hands. After snatching a woman's bag, a masked ATV rider weaved through the park at high speeds, successfully slipping away from 2 patrol units. Riding high on the adrenaline of his apparent escape, he pinned the throttle, convinced he had vanished from the law. Farther down the trail, a lone officer spotted the rogue rider rocketing ahead and deliberately angled his cruiser, blocking his path.
Oh,
The biker didn't even tap the brakes, slamming into the cruiser at full speed. The impact was so severe he ended up in a coma for several days, only to later sue the very officer who stood in his way. Usually a man of his vintage is worried about his
why didn't you press the brakes?
retirement fund or the early bird special, but this grandpa decided his golden years were best spent trying to outrun the ASP. After getting caught operating an ATV illegally on the highway, he didn't even hesitate. He cut the handlebars and dove straight into the farm fields. He was banking on the mud to save him, but he found out the hard way that these ASP boys will go anywhere to end your run, no matter how much dirt you throw at them.
No, go to the trees. Go straight to the trees.
Stand up, ball, fire department, 86 with a white male in full with
In the trees.
red and red. Full of ball, full.
That's the outskirts. Go straight inside the tree.
They're cutting up behind.
Straight in there.
We're headed up right behind Greg Kingston's house.
In the trees. If he goes in the trees, folks, if he goes in the trees, them niggas not catching that nigga. The thing is, you gotta know your city, though. He's still on the house, man.
Just come back out and
In the trees, nigga. What the hell you doing?
make a loop in this field, bring it back in.
The pursuit turned into a high-stakes game of cat and mouse as the rider spent his afternoon doing frantic circles in the soft earth, desperately trying to bog the trooper down. When he realized his decades of experience weren't helping him lose the cruiser, he hopped back onto the road and started recklessly brake-checking the trooper at speed.
There go the trees. There go the trees. Cut right, cut left. Cut left. Cut left.
Keep flying over straight in front
Go
of me.
in. Oh my God. What the hell is he doing? Oh, you need to get on the other side of the trees, bro. Them niggas seen your face.
Fix turn on Belt Road. We're on Belt Road right now.
Man, hell nah. I would have lost them folk in the trees right there. I would have flew that little bitch like these. And that bitch can go up slow too. On the other side. And then I'm gone.
Losing your orientation is a common part of getting older, but flipping a vehicle into a ditch because you forgot how gravity works is taking it a bit too far. The chase hit a violent dead end as the rider botched a sharp turn, sending the machine into a rollover. Instead of finally acting his age and surrendering, he backed away while reaching for his waistband, forcing the trooper to break out the taser.
Stop right there! Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Turn over! Turn over! Turn over! Turn over! Roll over! Put your hands behind your back! Stop reaching! Stop reaching! Stop reaching! Stop reaching!
I got knives always chasing me.
Force City, you ready? Out. Taser report. Stop!
Okay.
Put your hands out! Put your hands out right now. I'm gonna tase you again. Place your
If it was George Floyd, they would have shot him, bro.
hands behind your back. Do it now.
It took 3 high-voltage jolts to finally get John Gales to stop reaching for a concealed knife and accept that his racing days were over. Now he's trading his 4-wheeler for a jail cell and is facing up to 6 years behind bars.
They would have hit him with that knife.
No, this wasn't the next Mad Max movie set. On August 21st, 2022, a black Can-Am Spyder with no tag showed up on Interstate 85 near Buford Highway, and the rider chose the wrong trooper to test. Trooper Austin Matthews lit him up. The driver fake yielded, then cut through the gore and snapped back onto the interstate like he was trying to embarrass the one trooper who doesn't get embarrassed.
Down Buford Highway, it's going to be a Can-Am Spyder. No 28, he's taking off on me, 1080 northbound, 85 northbound, passing Buford Highway. Stand by, taking 400, taking 400 north, 400 northbound. Coming past the NCCD unit on the shoulder, left shoulder, left shoulder.
Go!
Spyder may look funny at first glance, but it's very fast. And with 3 wheels, it's way more stable than any sport bikes. That's why he was dodging heavy traffic so easily, flying past cars and taking shoulders like shortcuts while pushing around 140 miles per hour. But Trooper Austin Matthews, one of the best in GSP, stayed on his tail the whole time.
Looks like we're going to go right. Going left, going left. He's on the wrong side of the road, wrong side of the road. I'm on the direct side. Back northbound, back northbound, back northbound.
Is he trying to weave him or not? What's going on? Come on, cut up. you trying to do, man? Okay? What you trying to do? What you trying to do?
Right on legs. 1050 over the curve, 1050 over the curve. Still going, crossing next, back 400 northbound.
Hit maneuver. Please stop.
Get off of it, man. What's wrong with you? Get on the ground. Get your ass on the ground right now. Get on the ground on your fucking face.
Trooper Matthews finally landed a clean channelization maneuver on the ramp back to 400 and ended it. The driver, Raheem Penn, got arrested with the Spider coming back unregistered, no valid insurance. And Penn driving on a suspended license, even claiming he rented it from an unknown party. That kind of fleeing can mean up to 1 year and 1 to 5 years if it's charged as a felony. No one gets away from Trooper Matthews.
That nigga ain't know how to cut up though. That nigga ain't know how to cut up though. Folk, how you go over the thing like this and then turn and then the trooper going out of sight and you don't go back? He went and hit another car. I'm like, oh, this nigga.
If you're going to run a mobile drugstore out of a child's bright pink Barbie backpack, your first rule of business should probably be don't ride a plateless ATV straight into a massive police dragnet. But during Operation Reclamation, a heavy-duty, multi-agency crackdown specifically targeting the lawless off-road clubs plaguing Bibb County, this rider clearly missed the memo. When the GSP boys spotted his missing license plate and hit the emergency lights, he decided he wasn't sticking around for a friendly chat. He immediately pinned the throttle and the chase was on.
How was that right, asshole? How was that?
The getaway was incredibly short-lived. The pursuit came to a sudden and painful halt when the rogue four-wheeler hit a patch of warped asphalt, violently bucking the rider right off the seat and onto the hard pavement. As he lay dazed on the ground with a grimace on his face, he started reaching toward his side. That dangerous move instantly prompted the trooper to draw his Glock and deliver deafening commands, until the rider finally gave up and surrendered. Once he was in cuffs, a quick search revealed exactly why he was so desperate to run. He was basically moving a whole drugstore on four wheels. Tucked inside his Barbie backpack was a stash of marijuana wrapped in plastic and a loaded FN 9mm handgun equipped with a 24-round extended magazine. What's really sad is some second-grade girl out there is missing her backpack. illegally riding an ATV on the street while carrying drugs and guns in a little girl's bag. This guy is truly a scholar and a gentleman. For his disastrous attempt at outrunning the law, Demona T.J. Thomas was hauled straight to the Bibb County Law Enforcement Center.
Yo, what's up? It's your boy KSI now. If you know.
Like, comment, subscribe, roll the 4 million on my phone. Catch you on the next one.